Hello everybody and welcome back to another That Adventure Live video. You're looking great today.
I know, thank you.
Oh, and of course, yes. If it's your first time here, I'm Dustin.
And I'm V.
And today we are going to be hopefully hiking to Horsetail Falls. I say hopefully because it is hot.
This is actually Horsetail Falls in Agnew Lake loop. There's another Horsetail Falls up, I think, near Tahoe, so there are two different ones. This particular one, the trailhead actually start at Rush Creek Trail, and you want to take the Rush Creek Trail to Agnew. I think I said right, Agnew?
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 I believe it.
Yeah, and then Horsetail Falls is on the way to the lake. So we're not that ambitious. It's 4.2 miles round trip to the lake and back with 1,200 feet gain in elevation. We're probably just gonna do to the waterfall, which is 1.5 miles, and I believe it's about 800 feet elevation today. If you want to stay, I mean, we'll see if we're that ambitious, not as hot.
And it seems like it's a completely exposed trail too, so there's no shade. The one good thing is, straight out of the parking lot, there's a waterfall up there, so you can see that. Oh, and we're about to get run over by a golf cart, so we better hit the trail. Let's go. To get to the trailhead, you'll be turning off of Highway 395 at the Agnew Lake Junction onto Highway 158 South. One good thing is that you will be getting some glimpses of the falls from the road, so you can see how heavy it is flowing and if it's worth hiking up to it. We were visiting on a year that had some pretty impressive snow levels, so this waterfall was raging and definitely worth the visit. The Rush Creek Trailhead does have a nice sized parking lot, but when the waterfall is flowing like this, it is a very popular hike, so you might need to get there early. The trail will be starting off nice and easy as you hike along the backside of the RV resort, before you will be making a right and crossing over Alger Creek. If you end up hiking this trail on a hot day like we did, enjoy this little bit of shade that you're getting here, because this is all you're going to get on this hike. This section of the hike is so beautiful, with the exception of a couple of idiots that decided to carve their names into the trees. Be sure not to do that, and clean up after yourself on the trail and keep this place beautiful. We are now beginning to take that climb that will take us all the way up to the lookout over the falls. Along the way, you'll be getting stunning views of Silver Lake on the left side and Carson Peak in front of you. We definitely want to bring our kayaks back to Silver Lake at some point. Silver Lake is home to the oldest fishing retreat in the region. The Silver Lake Resort opened way back in 1916, and it's been hosting anglers and their families ever since. On a day this hot, we were surprised and pretty happy to see this huge patch of snow. This was the only place along the trail where we saw snow, and even though it was a little bit slippery to get across, we were definitely going to take the opportunity to cool down whenever we could. As we climbed higher and higher, we came to a pretty interesting sight. We saw this box on the side of the trail, and it was actually a survey for hikers and anglers. I'm not exactly sure if this is a permanent installation here, but someone put in some serious effort to carry it all the way up. The trail will be getting quite rocky in several spots, and you're going to be encountering a lot of stairs. Hiking poles might not be the worst idea on this trail, but unfortunately we didn't bring ours. The temperatures were rising rapidly, and we were looking for any little tiny sliver of shade that we could get. And we weren't alone in our search, because we found this little guy trying to find some too. At last, we were starting to get our first glimpses of the falls from the trail. This was a nice little bit of motivation, and even though we were still quite a ways away from it, it gave us a little bit of drive. If you keep going just a little bit further up the trail from when you first see it, you will be coming to a couple of spots that make for perfect photo ops. The first one is right here. This gives you a view of a little more than half of the waterfall and some gorgeous scenery. From here, if you hike up these switchbacks, it'll take you to yet another spot with a stellar view. We were lucky enough to not only have our GoPro, but our Sony camera with a wide-angle lens on it, so we were able to get full shots of the waterfall from closer. If you don't have a wide-angle lens, you might want to grab a shot from here because you might not be able to fit the whole falls in once we get to the viewpoint. We are now about 1.4 miles into the hike and we have come to a water crossing. Not only that, but it's also a really pretty waterfall. Luckily, it's not flowing anywhere near as heavily as Horsetail Falls because otherwise this crossing would be impassable. We are now on the final stretch, but this trail still had one more surprise in store for us. As we hiked along, we saw what appeared to be train tracks and thought there is no way that anything can make it up something that steep. And then we saw a little tram car doing exactly that. This is the Agnew Tramway, and it's been taking maintenance workers and supplies up this 18% slope for over 100 years. Horsetail Falls is not only gorgeous to look at, but it serves a very important purpose as well. As the water flows down from several lakes above you, it is funneled into a powerhouse at the bottom of the falls. And this creates over 48 million kilowatts of electricity annually. After climbing this set of stairs, you will be coming to a fork. Going right will have you continuing on to Agnew Lake, and going left on the much skinnier trail will take you to the lookout for Horsetail Falls. And now I present to you the sights and sounds of Mother Nature. After having lunch to the roaring sounds of the falls, it was time to head back. If at this point you haven't gotten your fill of waterfalls, you can also check out the nearby Rainbow Falls by clicking in the upper corner. Be sure to check both ways before crossing the Agnew Tramway one more time and watch out for that cable that runs up the middle because it's a little bit taller than the rails. Mother Nature, being the cruel little prankster that she is, finally rolled in some clouds as we made our way back down. This gave us the shade that we've been wanting this whole time, and it dropped the temperature quite a bit. On the way back down, we spotted this tree that appeared to be a bristlecone pine tree. I'm not exactly sure if that's what it is, and let us know in the comments below. But regardless of what it was fascinating because it had a huge hole in the bottom side of it, and we have no idea how it's still standing. It was yet another cool photo op that this trail had to offer. This really was such a fun adventure, and if you're looking for more unique adventures to do in the area, we recommend checking out 𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐻 Lake. You can see our video where we hike around the tufas by clicking in the upper corner. And if you really want to experience the tufas, there is no better way to do it than from the water. You can also check out our video where we kayak on 𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐻 Lake by clicking in the upper corner. And with that, our video about our hike to Horsetail Falls is coming to a close. As far as moderate hikes go, this one gives you a lot of bang for the buck, and it gives you opportunities to extend the trail if you feel like going further. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps out the channel. And for all the information about hiking to Horsetail Falls as well as other awesome mammoth adventures, head on over to 𝐿𝑎𝑑venturelife.com.